call in here to the station and let them know that you appreciate this program. Of course, we pay for this time, but we do like to hear that people are tuning in, that they're listening, that they're enjoying the program. And by the number of calls we get, we are sure that there are lots and lots of people who are benefiting. People tell me I just get so much information. Let me tell you this, the campaign to elect Elaine Lucas to the commission will be in Apple Valley. In the next few days, we will be in Thornton Heights. We've been out into Kings Park, and we've assessed, and there's a lot that needs to be done out there. And we will be there on Monday evening, and we invite all of the residents of the Kings Park area to meet me at 6 o'clock, or is it 7? Mr. Moss, who's the president, and there's another young lady who's the president of the Kings Park Association. We will be there in the neighborhood center. I will be there to answer any questions that you have. I will have campaign material, and I really want to see the majority of the residents of Kings Park there, so we can kind of do an assessment of the needs out there. I've never represented that area before, so I'm anxious to not just look at it, but I want to hear from the residents out there, because I do hope to represent you, and with your help and your votes, then I'll be able to do that. But I need to talk with you and find out what your concerns are, what the things are that you need. I know one thing that I've seen, there are a whole lot of abandoned, boarded up houses in Kings Park, which used to be a very, very nice neighborhood, and there are areas now which are still very nice, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So Monday evening, that's August the 5th, we look to see the residents of the Kings Park area at your neighborhood center, and I will answer any question that you might throw at me, and look forward to it. So we'll see you there. Back to the open letter that these racist nuts sent to Shreveport. They wrote it, and it was an open letter to the citizens of Shreveport. I'm just going to share a little bit of it with you. They say in the opening, greetings and salutations are extended to you from your cousins from Middle Georgia. It has come to our attention that you are seriously considering a former school superintendent that was here for a brief period named Romaine Dollarmine to become your new superintendent. That sound that you have been hearing since the news release has been a mixture of laughter and warnings that has been reverberating your direction from the citizens, teachers, staff, and administrators from the Macon-Bibb area. We hope you listen. Doctor, and I use his title very loosely, Dollarmine will be your system's worst nightmare should your board show the same dereliction of duty that the former Bibb County School Board did when we hired him a few years back. Hopefully your board knows how to research via Google. That's all it should take, and that's how the open letter begins. And then it deteriorates from that point to a character assassination. They call him a train wreck. I'm just looking at some of the words. Attila the Hun is what they use to describe him. It's ridiculous. And then they talk about the fact that the man has engraved initials on his clothing. Well, so what? I mean, this is ridiculous. They go on to talk about the man's compensation package and all of those kinds of things, but this is a missile that was sent to Shreveport to destroy the chances for Dr. Dollarmine to be considered for superintendent of the Shreveport, Louisiana school system. So just want to let you know that just in case you thought that racism and hatred were dead, just wake up now, just pinch yourself, and you will know that it is not, because this is an example of racism and hatred at its worst. Not only do you try and destroy a man and his family while here, but you follow him, you stalk him, and then you try to destroy his chances at future employment. Who would want that to happen to them? Tell me, who would want that to happen to them? In future shows, we'll start calling some names of some folks who are doing some of these dastardly deeds because we are not afraid. They can't do anything more to us than they are already doing with their disrespect. We are hopeful that folks will call in 646-5858. We were talking about the open letter, and we talked about the Republicans and what is wrong with them. As a matter of fact, Republicans don't really have a party. We wish to send get well wishes to the local chair of the Democratic Party, Sandy Powell. We hope that she is doing well in light of her recent surgical procedure. Good afternoon, ask Elaine.
How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm just listening to you, and I was just reading the open letter. Let me just say this one thing about Dr. Solomon. I don't care what nobody say. He did the best he could.
He did.
Up under the conditions. And
That's
we all
right.
know if you listen to a certain radio show at 6 a.m. in the morning, they normally were on him.
Well.
And that it is what it is. They can say they're not racist, but, you know.
Well, you know, sometimes when you're under the influence, you just can't help yourself. You cannot help yourself when you're not in control of yourself, you know.
Regardless where he goes, despite them, he's going to win.
You know what Nancy Reagan said? What was her slogan? Just say no to whatever it is.
All I got to say is they're a bunch of haters.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Did you, and we appreciate your call, give me your opinion on some of the things that are going on politically. Do you know about the attempts by the Republicans to run so-called Democrats for office against other Democrats that they want to get out of office? Are you aware of all that?
That's not the first time that's happened. It's
right.
Come to light.
Right. You're right. But we cannot get fooled by that. We cannot let that happen.
Every candidate I've ever voted for, I've done my homework, as they keep saying.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. And you know, one candidate that we have to, once we finish with these elections next year, Senator Lucas will be running for re-election, and Miriam Paris has already stepped out there and said that she's going to be running. Of course, we know.
I've always been a supporter of David Lucas.
Right.
And I'm going to let Miriam have her way. I wish her in her endeavors, but I'm with Mr. Lucas.
Right. Well, we appreciate that. But the same Republicans that supported her are the same ones that supported my opponent and are now supporting my opponent, and the same ones who are supporting James Timley's opponent and Dr. Henry Ficklin's opponent. So what else? You know, we just connect the dots.
Like I say, I'm one person that does my homework, and nobody's going to change my mind once I've done my homework.
All right. Thank you so very much. Continue listening to Ask Elaine and call in anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very much. It's a wonderful call. It's a great call. And I know that there are other people out there that feel that same way, that once they do their homework and they know what's going on, then they know who they're going to support, and they're going to choose who they want to choose and not these sellouts around this town. Good afternoon, Ask Elaine.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I am blessed. I called in about, I think, 2 weeks ago, this Evangelist Jordan again. I want to speak on that open letter thing.
Okay, if you can just speak quickly, because we have 1 or 2 more people who are going to call, and I'm running out of time, but we do appreciate your call. Go ahead.
Yes, I will say it quickly. God is putting the covers off people.
Yes.
And I want you to understand that there's nothing new under the sun. They've been doing things like that, throwing rocks and covering up their heads, man, and stuff. So whatever you're doing, I want you to keep me informed because I'm on your side.
Thank
and God is also too. So I know if my number pops up, just call me. I'm with you 100%. And you got my vote. And let your husband know you'll always have my vote. God bless you.
Thank you so very much. You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.